Alright, boys and girls, welcome to Gordon Guitar. I found a wow song here, a great song here, fits guitar very well from Yelawolf. Okay, so this song is with Yelawolf and PRESLEY VAUGHN, Tony Martinez, JT Loux, and this song is called Wolf Moon. What a nice song here. So it's a lot of pickings here. It sounds actually much harder than it actually is. So we're gonna take a look at this song here. Chords, I believe there are 7 chords here, and we'll play mostly pickings here, but you can switch it up with some strumming as well. So let's take a look at this one. We have a capo set on the 3rd fret here. That will be the absolute best scenario for us. Easy chords. So capo on 3rd, and let's go over the chords. So we're gonna start first with C. So that is 3rd on A, 2nd on D, open G, 1st B, and open E. The next chord will be the G B chord. That's a G chord basically, but with the B here in the bass. So that is 2nd on A, open D, open G, 3rd B, and open E. We have A minor. So A minor is open A, 2nd D, 2nd G, 1st B, and open E. At some point we also have the A. It's very similar here. The only difference is that you're gonna play, instead of 1st B, you're gonna play the 2nd B instead. So that gives us open A, 2nd D, 2nd G, and now 2nd B, and open E. Then we have the D F, and that is basically the D chord, but with the F sharp in the bass. So it's 2nd on E, open A, open D, 2nd G, 3rd B, and open E. We also have the G. So that is 3rd on E, 2nd on A, open D, open G, open B this time. Usually we go with 3rd B, open for this G here, and then the last 3rd fret on the E string. And then we have the final chord, the E minor, and that is open E, 2nd A, 2nd D, open G, open B, and open E. All right, so before we go into the parts here of this song and the chord progressions and all that, we need to learn the patterns here for each and every chord. So we're gonna go through all chords first and the patterns, and then we're just gonna put it together. So let's first take a look at the C, and I can just mention by now it will be pretty much the same picking patterns for all these chords, just different bass notes and strings depending of course which chord we are holding. So we're gonna first start with the C. It goes like this for one round. All right, so that is 3rd on A, open G, 2nd D, 1st B, open G, and 2nd D. Slowly. And that will be the rhythm. So when you land on this 1st B, you make a short pause there and continue with the next 2 notes. So okay, so the rhythm will be that's the C. The GB chord, you'll hold the chord as it is, and you're gonna play the exact same strings, and that gives us this. All right, so that is second on A, open G, open D, third B, open G, and open D. And I will just mention right now that we have this into two different parts, because we're gonna use that at some parts later. The first part here will be the first three notes. So the second A, open G, and open D. That's the part one from this GB chord. All right, let's move on here to the A minor. And again, it's the exact same strings, same patterns, just different notes because of the chord here. So it sounds like this for A minor. All right, so that gives us open A, second G, second D, first B, second G, and second D. And this is the second and last chord where we have to divide this into two different parts as well. So the GB before and now this A minor. And the first part here will be again the first three notes. So the open A, second G, and second D. All right, so let's move on here with the D F chord. Hold the chord as it is, and you're gonna play this part. Okay, so you're gonna play now the second E string, since that is the bass note. Then you continue with the same strings as before. Second G, open D, third B, second G, and open D. And then we have the G, and that is like this. Okay, so the G here will be third on E, open G, open D, open B, open G, and open D. And then we have this E minor, and that is like this. So you hold the chord as it is, and you're gonna play the open E string, the open G, second D, open B, open G, and open D. And that's it for the picking. We also had the A as the chord here. We'll not use that for pickings, only one down that later on. So we don't need to learn any patterns for the A. So there you have all the patterns there to C, the G, B, A minor, D, F, G, and E minor. Now we're ready for the actual song. So the verse play will be the same here for this song. And I can just mention, I couldn't find the lyrics anywhere. So I believe these four chords that I'm gonna show you are just these four chords that belongs to the verse play. That's what I am pretty sure of. So anyway, let's start the verse here. The chord progression here will be, of course, picking here C, one round, GB one round, A minor one round, and back to GB one round. That is one chord progression round. So you're gonna play that for 4 rounds. Almost. I'm gonna mention why almost soon, but first let's go for a couple rounds of C, GB, A minor, and back to GB, like this. So that's how I play the verse play. I played 3 rounds for you, and I said that this first verse will be about 4 rounds. So the 4th round, you're gonna change the ending there just a little bit with the final chord. You're gonna start in the same way, C, G, B, A minor, but the last chord here in the 4th round, instead of GB, it will be the D, F chord. So the last 4th round will be like this, C, GB, A minor, and then the DF. And that's the end of the first verse. Now let's go into the chorus. And that's in the lyrics here, the first chorus, I've been afraid. That's what I put a note on, is the lyrics here. So that's the first chorus in what I think is the first chorus. And let's take a look at this one. G, DF, then E minor 2, C1, GB1, A minor 1, and DF1. All right. Then we're gonna continue almost in the same way. So G1, DF1, E minor 2, C1, GB1, and now the ending here is a little bit different. So you're gonna play A minor 1 plus part 1. All right, so remember we have part 1 here for A minor, that is the first 3 notes. So you're gonna play 1 round of A minor plus part 1, like this. And then you switch to GB and play part 1 there as well. All right, so the last second row now was G, DF, E minor, C, GB, A minor, and GB. And then we have kind of the post-chorus parts, or I'm not sure if this belongs to the actual chorus. I'm getting older too. That's where we are in the lyrics, where she sings like that. I'm getting older too. And you just finished off with C1, GB1, A minor 1, and GB1. The same way as you play the verse play. So that is the big chorus there. So I'm just gonna run through all the numbers here and the chords here, because I think that's good to have full picture of the chorus now. So G1, DF1, E minor 2, C1, GB1, A minor 1, and DF2. That's the first half of it, so to speak. And then next half will be G1, DF1, E minor 2, C1. That's the same still. Then comes GB1, A minor 1 plus part 1, and then GB part 1. And then we had the post-chorus part, or just the ending of this chorus. I'm getting older too in the lyrics. C1, GB1, A minor 1, and GB1. All right, so that's the first chorus. Then we have an instrumental part. I believe I can just play this for you very slowly and just speak meanwhile. So let's go with C1, GB1, then A minor 1 plus part 1, GB part 1, C1, GB1, A minor 1, GB1. That's it. All right, so that is the first round out of everything. The second round, there are some slight changes there, but I don't think we have to go into details, a couple notes here and there. It will be pretty much exactly the same for the second round. The only difference here will be the second verse, actually. So instead of playing 4 rounds in total, you're gonna play now 5 rounds in total. So the 5th round now is where you replace the GB, the last chord here, with the DF. So you play 4 rounds of C, GB, A minor, GB, and then on the 5th round you place the last GB chord with the DF chord. So 5 rounds in total in the second verse. Otherwise, everything else is the same here, the chorus and the post-chorus part. I'm getting older, and then also the instrumental part. Then the instrumental part will actually be for 2 rounds. So the first instrumental part was of 1 round, this second time 2 rounds. Then after this second instrumental part, we are now about 2 minutes and 41 seconds into the song, comes a completely change here. You are just gonna play 1 down per chord. And the chord progression here will be G, C, G, C, then GB, and here comes the A, The only time we're gonna play that chord, and then finally the C. And that's it for this part. It's about, like I said, 2 minutes and 41 seconds into the song. And right after this chord progression here, which I just mentioned, we're gonna come into another change here that will be pretty much the final part of the song. We are now about 3 minutes and 2 seconds into the song. You're gonna play a strumming pattern here. So the chords for this will be the exact same chords as the verse play. So that means C, G, B, A minor, and back to G, B. You're gonna play this strumming here, 1 string around per chord. And you're gonna do that for 10 chord progression rounds. So that's from this part until the very end of the song. So what is the strumming pattern? Let's go to the C chord and grab that one. 1 string around will be down, up, clap, up, down, up. So. All right, so down, up, then comes the clap, and then up, down, up. So 1 round is. All right, so a couple rounds to get the rhythm here. So like I said, 1 string around per chord with the same verse chord progression for 10 rounds of this. A couple rounds will be. And you play that till the very end, guys, and that pretty much sums it up for Yelawolf's Wolfman. Very, very nice song here, and yeah, I couldn't mention that enough. Great song there, so give it a try. It's a nice guitar song, and if you enjoy this tutorial, please feel free to support me here. Leave a comment, like this tutorial, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't done that yet. I can just mention also, we have Wednesdays here on Going Guitar where you can wish for songs during the week, and I bring them up for you on Wednesday. So perhaps it's your song next time, so feel free to leave a comment about that as well. Until next time, guys, play tuned.